Hi all! In this video, we'll be talking about abstract classes in C#. So I want to begin by asking the question, why do we need abstract classes? Now let's look at an inheritance diagram. From this diagram, we show a single base class account and two derived classes, savings and credit. Suppose class account contains a read-only property, balance, which returns the balance of the account. Now, as a quick reminder, read-only properties do not have a set accessor. This will allow you to restrict the use of that property to only retrieving a value and prevent modifying it. The question we have here is, what is the balance of an account? And the answer depends on what kind of account you have. For instance, a credit account's balance is the amount of money charged to it. A savings account's balance is the amount of money you've deposited into it. So, what should account.balance do? Should it return the balance of a savings account as its default behavior? Or should it return a credit account's balance? The answer is no to both cases. It should do nothing, and we call this an abstract property. Abstract properties, and as we'll show later, abstract methods, they define behaviors that exist within a class, but they leave the actual implementation for derived classes to implement. In our case, our abstract property would look like this. We use the keyword abstract to define the property as abstract. The get accessor has no body. We simply terminate it with a semicolon at once. And then, when we finally inherit from this base class, the derived class must override the abstract method or property and provide the proper functionality. If you fail or forget to override an abstract member, the compiler will remind you by giving you an error. In C#, an abstract method or property can only be defined inside an abstract class. And as you can see here, we've used the same keyword abstract to declare class account as abstract. Note the placement of the keyword abstract. It actually comes before the keyword class. One very important thing to remember is that with abstract classes, you cannot instantiate an object from it. And this makes sense. You can't just have an account object. It has to be a specific kind of account, like a savings account or a credit account. There's no such thing as just an account. On this slide, we're going to show on one side the abstract method and the abstract property from class account. And on the right-hand side, we'll show how a derived class would implement those members. So let's first look at a deposit method for class account. And notice that it does not have a body as well. We simply finish declaring the method and end it with a semicolon right away. An important thing to note as well is the placement of the keyword abstract. It actually comes before this return type. And here we show class savings providing its implementation of method deposit. The keyword override is very important. You'll have to specify it. And this is our abstract property account balance that has a get accessor with no body. And this is class savings implementation of it. And here it simply returns the balance. In both implementations, the keyword override was used. And that's it for this video. Thanks so much for learning. If you have any questions, comments, or if you want to contact me for a tutoring session, email me at either sparkprogrammer@gmail.com or concord.spark.tutor@gmail.com.